kick to come.
Yeah, fantastic. You talk about capitalising on a mistake, and that's exactly what Associates have done there. Just from that restart, they shouldn't have been down that end. They shouldn't have scored that try, but just a fantastic long ball to find Palfarman on that wing and finishing it off just fantastically well in that corner. So all of a sudden, Associates in front of the scoreboard.
Complete flip of what's happened in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, real coach killer, that restart. We just see it here. Just a beautiful long pass there from Reduva.
Big stretch from Palfarman to get that one down.
Yeah, great vision from the Soaks number 10 to see that.
Glad I'm not out there playing for Cottesloe because that sure sold me. Thought it was just going to be a crash ball.
Yeah, they did it very well. But that's the great thing about when you know you've got a good pack like that, that you can just see they didn't have to hurry. They could take their time. They dictated the speed of that game. A great set play off the scrum. We'll love to see tries from a set piece.
Webster shaping up from the corner. Oh, he struck it well. And it's over the top.
Fantastic looking kick.
Wow, that looked good the whole way, didn't it? We're on the complete opposite angle, but it never looked like missing off the boot. You heard the crowd go up. Associates are up 7 points to 3.
Yeah, just against the run of play. Just 2 minutes ago, they were down behind their run home with the penalty, and all of a sudden.
Tends to be a bit of the way the Soaks play this game as well, as Young goes deep. Phillips underneath. Finds a forward, no, goes back to Webster. We'll just clear this one straight out. It's flirting with the touchline. It's going to take some catching. Leaves it alone, McDermott.
Lovely kick. Everything going right for Associates at the moment here at the Library.
Straight back up to the 10.
That was a beautiful kick.
Yeah, Harrison Webster, he's turning it on this afternoon. He's forgotten his woes from last week. And we'll see what Cottesloe have in store here. 7-man line out. They go straight to 8. Bring it down and then spin it out. Young, it's got inside and outside runners. Penalty advantage coming offside. Moving out to the left side now. Hoskins. Great run by him. Almost up to the halfway now. Fulgrave goes back door to Young. Webster. It's got options either way. No, we're going to come back for the penalty.
Probably like there, Cottesloe had a couple of forwards in that back line slowing things down, so the penalty helping them out a little bit there.
Give McDermott a chance to go to the corner again. Takes on a little bit with that one, but never in doubt. So Cottesloe, for the 3rd time this half, are on the 22 with a line out on the right-hand side of the field.
A bit of deja vu for the Seagulls.
We'll see if anything changes this time for them. It looks like they're going full line again. Everyone's been throwing deep so far. And they go up at 8 this time. That's about as far back as you can get it. Caught at 14.5 metres, and the maul is disrupted either way. Lost forward as well.
Just that ball composure. It's hurting both these teams, but probably for Cottesloe, at times where they really can't afford to be doing it when they're on the attack and they're turning over the ball like that. That's going to keep hurting them. They've got to hang on to that ball. Ball security has got to become a priority for the Seagulls.
You just saw there on the replay as well, the maul got detached from itself. Kieran Stringer, smart play by him, felt he had a man attached to him, didn't play the ball so he didn't get truck and trailered. But nevertheless, Associates are still going to come away with a knock-on because he didn't play the ball. Phillips. He's got Webster in the pocket. He's got Seaver outside, who'll probably crash this one up and does so strongly.
Beats
run. The first 2, takes another 2 to bring him to ground. That's a big run.
Yeah, great run from depth.
Now Phillips goes back round himself to Webster, takes a little bit of time and gets good length on this kick. And he's forced Vutiavera to weigh up his options. Beats Healy. Cracks inside the next 2, brought down by Rivera and Hyde. Plenty of numbers out left for Cottesloe. Just depends if they want to spin early here. Straight through the middle, bustling run. I think that's Huppertaz.
Yeah, Seaver looking to put the big shot on there and missing.
Young, Haining drops it.
Pressure.
Reduva with a chance if he can grubber it through. No. Give him a chance, Kyle. Give him a chance.
I thought he was away. But a fantastic run earlier on there by Tavita Seifert, just coming from depth and at pace. Ball control again for Cottesloe.
So just not able to hang on to Al Haining. There was a big hit, Van Earape. And if Sifa can put on that run again, straight through from the 12 training.
Fantastic. You see there's so many teams just trying to attack from a flat line, whereas he just came from depth at pace. And all of a sudden you've got the defensive line on the back foot. You get your team going forward. So they're playing a good style.
Scrums have been beautiful on the set call so far today.
Yeah, no resets in the scrums.
Reduva, Siva lets it go. Van Eere secured at the back. Blindside again, has to duck inside the first one there, Hardwick. Great runner of the ball, gains an extra 5 metres on his roll. Out to the right-hand side now, chance for Beecham. Plenty of players out left and right for Associates. They go to the right. Reduva checks back left. Chance for the interception.
Did you read that well?
Really shoot it up well there. Almost a big chance for Simone Vudiavera.
Even I could see that one coming.
Reduva just a long pass across the back. And then Siva just trying to pummel that one a little bit too far well.
Gee, that would have been interesting. There was no one at home if you hadn't got hold of that.
And he's quick. So we've moved about 30 metres laterally, and we've turned over the ball. No, it's the same ball. So see if Associates can do a little bit better left to right.
So we saw that intercept last weekend, Blackburn against Palmyra. So Cottesloe always got their heads up, always looking for opportunities.
They like a little bit of risk versus reward out wide there.
And pays off for them.
Another really solid scrum.
Hardwick on the side of the scrum, younger brother of Dickie Hardwick, the Wallaby.
Reduva, backdoor Webster. Webster beats the first with a good shoulder. Webster straight through. Gets brought down on the 22. Hey, Healy. Now we're 15 from the line. We go blindside. Reduva goes the inside ball. Al Rivera. Chance now to spin it.
Oh, great tackle.
Big shoot defense there, shutting down Sani.
Got it very quick out of that line.
Siva takes on Reed. He comes off second best. Need to get over the top of this ball. Can't be complacent here, Associates. The rush defense good out wide.
He needs to pick different people to run into too. That was a big wall in front of him.
It's a confident run. We'll give him that, but he's not going to make it through. Manakia says, I'll give it a crack against Reedy again, but we're all to ground again. Short side. Sani. Brought to ground. Phillips. Weighing up his options. It's slow ball for Soaks. They're moving backwards. We're back to about 15, 17 from the line. Slow ball still. Yes. Talking about something in the back line out here, but there's not too many players out.
Yeah, good defence by Cott, but Soaks need to try something. Now they go wide.
Reduva spins Van Eere, trying to get on the outside. Oh, Webster could have been on the outside, but Van Eere gets through, loses it forward.
Oh, here we go.
And now a counter-attacking opportunity here for Cottesloe. It's a foot race down the wing. If they can get free, they might be home. But the cover defence from Associates is good as always. Man, if Harrison Webster went on the outside line there, Soaks are probably going to be in.
Yeah, ran into his own player there.
Berryman looking to settle.
Cramped him for space. There was plenty of room on that outside.
Young calling. Soaks have got 3 across the back, so they go the short jab. It needs to bounce and rolls into touch nicely. That was pretty close for Associates out here on the left wing, Mick.
Wow, that was some good play from both sides there. With Associates on the attack and then the turnover and Cottesloe coming up that short side. So both teams looking to spread it wide, playing in a nice, entertaining style of rugby for the big crowd on the hill here this afternoon.
So got a little bit of time off as well, so we'll see some more to come on.
Been at a frantic pace this afternoon.
Yeah, both these teams have good gas tanks. Maybe some of the Soaks forwards have smaller ones than some of the other players out there.
That's the thing, yeah.
But if you can get 60 out of them.
Yeah, exactly right. And it'll be 60 quality minutes. And we just saw from that great set piece again, Soaks able to attack off the set piece, went very close. They'll just continue to work that. But, you know, Cottesloe defence has been great. Right up in their faces, which they need to be. You can't give a side like Associates any sort of momentum going forward. You've got to shut them right down.
So we're halfway through the first half in the Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final down here at UWA Sports Park. It's Associates 7, Cottesloe 3. Probably the biggest battle of Broome Street we'll see, and one of the biggest grand finals we'll see over the next couple of years.
Yeah, very much so.
Rivalries don't get much stronger than this.
Yeah, Cottesloe winning the last 3 games, but I'm sure they'd be happy to sacrifice those for a victory here this afternoon. Wanting to go back-to-back. The first team since West Scarborough in 16-17. Associates with the Chocolates in 18 and Cottesloe last year.
I think there's 11 premierships between these two. Hardwick off the top, Phillips. Right in the middle, a big chance for Makuna.
Yeah, they need to get quick ball now, Soaks.
Might be a little bit offside out here on the wing. Got to be careful, Cottesloe.
That's the one!
Switch, Healy, jabs deep, no one home. Gonna have to get underneath this one. Might run a little bit too long. No, have to play it.
Hold up!
Does he go to the boot? McDermott does. Safely into touch. It was a good probing kick there by Healy. Just saw a little bit of heads-up play.
Yeah.
No one in the back right corner, and I thought he might just have a jab.
Yeah, nice little exit under pressure there by Cottesloe. That was a good kick to take them up to the 10-yard line.
Line out, 40 metres out for Associates.
Hey, Cottesloe, that's right!
So Soaks, once they get this ball, they need to try and recycle a little bit quicker. They're just a bit slow, which is allowing Cottesloe's defence to realign.
Up at the back, over the top of everyone. Gathered, and a big bump off first up, Masson. Being held up in the contest, tackle made now, got to get out. Young has got players outside him. Chance if they can get it through their hands. They skip over the top of Berryman and get out.
Oh, here we go.
Jackson straight through. Jackson with one more to beat. He's trying to palm everything off. Jackson brought down 8 metres from the line. Quick pop.
Great offload. And
lost forward.
He's lost it forward. No. He must have been over the line.
Had to have knocked that one over the line. As we see here across the back, they skip. Jackson palms off probably 6 people here in this piece of play.
Just great leg speed and leg drive. Just wasn't stopping those legs from pumping.
Feeding him off.
Just kept them going. And great support play.
Yeah, Al Haining, the man. What does he do here?
I think he might have had to try and stretch a little bit too far. It might have come loose, but he's certainly
just coughs it up.
Scoring tries isn't foreign to him, so he's the one man you'd probably want with his hands on the ball going for the try line, but it's just come loose right at the last minute. But a great run there by Greg Jackson from Cottesloe.
Yeah, that's threatening as well because they were all marking up on the outside to make sure Haining doesn't get the ball.
Yeah, and what a great great opportunity for Jackson when you've got everyone, as you said, looking at Haining. He can just kind of sniff around and take opportunities that people aren't marking him as heavily, and we can just see the damage he can do.
That's it. Sam Healy tried to take him on, and quite clearly here he's come off second best. He's done something to his knee.
Great shot of the crowd here on the hill down at the library, jam-packed. We need to be worrying about social distancing here in the West, but not a whole lot going on. But everyone having to sign in when they came here this afternoon, so if there are any dramas, all the contact tracing, so everything done very well by the university here this afternoon. They've been fantastic hosts for the grand final. Plenty of security and the COVID things being looked after.
It's Healy. Starts to return to the team here, so he's got his full left thigh strapped up. Interesting to see how it goes. They do have Robbie Ingram on the bench. They can fill in at fullback there or even on the wing. Yeah, so they're not short of outside backs to bring on.
The last thing he wants a fullback with an injury, especially it stops him running. He's still limping a little bit.
He's not too happy with himself there.
No, you don't want to be carrying someone like that in a grand final. Hopefully he'll be okay.
We might even see Webster drop to fullback because if Healy can't run, he's not going to be catching Al Haining on a chase down.
I don't think too many people could. Another
So
good platform
steady
by
as ever.
Sox.
Yeah.
Now starting to drive Cottesloe back. Push over from inside their 22. Oh, lovely.
Short ball, Phillips straight through the middle. He's got one to beat, but he's going to get wrapped up by some big tackles. McDermott trying to put a little bit of a shepherd on the way back as well. Picked up quickly, pick and drive over halfway here for Associates. Vanaire, leg pumping through the middle. Phillips straight back to it. Berryman getting out of the way. Seaver
great
straight over
option,
the
no one
top.
home.
Seaver's on the foot race here. Brought down by Cobb.
Hold up!
Huppertaz just had to get to ground.
Hold up!
Yeah, great vision by Seaver there to see a second rower just lurking back on that 22.
Looking for the pocket now. Young's waiting for it. He's to get this one up and out. Saw the chasers coming, had to take it in. Pretty sharp angle, straight into touch.
That's great play by Associates. Just real pressure play. Good speed and attack. Wonderful break there by Lockie Phillips. Really putting the pressure on Cottesloe. That up-tempo game of Associates. Very hard to defend against. Looks like some more subs, so it is. Sam Healy unfortunately coming off with the injury.
And that will be Robbie Ingram coming on as well. Nice win ball. Raduva. Short ball.
Lovely skills.
All the front forwards trying to have a crack at this one here. Phillips feeding short Hyde. This is a better pace off the back of the ruck here for Associates. They need to keep this pace of play up. Rivera gets met by Haining pretty sharply. Now the ball slows down as we've entered the 22. Sani, short ball.
Loose carry though, unfortunately.
Yeah, Manuka got a great short ball, but just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, terrific skills by the big man. We see him a little offload off the hip.
So see just here, ball's going to just dish out in a moment. Phillips, Sani already calling for it. He checked over his shoulder, checks it, and just getting spilled forward in the contact there. It was probably a good little steal actually by Stringer just to get an arm in the way.
Yeah, good bit of interplay there by the Soaks forwards. I know their coach Damien Elton was a very skillful front rower in his time as a player, so it's a style of game that he likes to play, likes his players to all have good ball skills, and we're seeing it here as they drive again. That Soaks pack showing their dominance.
Straight up the middle, Jackson. Gains a good few metres for his team. We're in the pocket here with McDermott. Hits it low, hits it across the field, and just finds its way into touch short of halfway.
Yeah, good kick.
About 45 metres from the line. We're going to have a line out to Soaks. Cottesloe just haven't really had much of an attacking opportunity for the last 10 minutes.
No, and when they do, they tend to turn it over. So they need to string some phases together when they're not playing for a penalty advantage. That's the only time they seem to hang on to the ball.
Hardwick knocks it on at the front.
Chance for them here.
Tobias Hoskins is on top of this one.
Need to try and build some pressure.
Trying to find a little bit of space across the back is Masson straight through the middle.
He's got some support outside him.
Needs to give off this one to Young. Young, he's got to beat just a couple more. Young's brought to ground. That ball's out. Flicks it into the air. Simone gives it across the right-hand side. Chance out wide now for Fantalo. Fantalo beats two. Keeps going through the middle. Needs a little bit of support over the top. So here we go. Cott have a chance at unstructured play. Trying to get the hands free, and they lose it forward again.
Trying to be too tricky.
Tobias Hoskins.
No one there.
Lucky to get that one called forward. Here's Hoskins out wide. Haining. Haining chaining up with Reedy. Reedy outside Hoskins again. Reedy. So we've lost a couple metres, but we're still in the 22.
Loving the ball play, the big forwards here this afternoon at the library.
The winger, Simone, having a run. Chance now for Huppertaz, but he feeds out. Al Haining tries to go on the inside. No way through the middle there. Seaver and McCune are all over him. Berryman, he won't pass.
Comes a little bit flat-footed here.
McDermott, need to get on the outside here. McDermott gets to ground, tackled by Harrison Webster. Faking short side again, trying to get loose. Here's the captain again. He's come across from the other side of the field now. Good couple of metres. We're 10 out from the line. Short side, Chance on the wing. Too short of the line. Here we go. Cottesloe, their best chance of the afternoon here now. They've just got to move forward. Here's the old head through Stringer. Just short of the line again now. What have Cottesloe got in the bank here? They're going to go for another short forward pod.
Good composure by Cott.
When will they release the backs? Young has a crack short himself.
Must be very close.
Got to be close to the line here. Getting knocked backwards. Messy ball this time. Clean out comes.
Big clean out.
Ooh, need to keep this one out. So slow ball again for Cottesloe, but they're only inches out from the line. Masson. Masson does it all himself. Associates got to cover the blind hand side. It's all the way in the corner now. There's really good composure from Associates, not trying to do anything too fancy.
Hoskins.
Captain Tobias Hoskins.
Over!
Tobias Hoskins is going to get Cottesloe's first try of the afternoon.
It was only a matter of time, Nick. Just the great composure by Cottesloe. They didn't panic. They kept going Associates, but they were going to have to break at some time. It was a lot of phases, and eventually it was Hoskins just found enough of a gap to get through.
Somewhere in the middle there, he's grounded the ball.
But when you string a lot of faces together, a team is going to eventually crack if you can hang on to the ball. And we saw it there with Soaps finally splintering. That was the captain, Hoskins, getting a well-deserved try. Oh, and it wasn't a try.
So Jordan Kaminsky has come in from the sideline.
Wow, controversial.
Disallowed the try for a knock-on.
So that's two tries in the space of about 10 minutes for Cottesloe. They should be well ahead in this game, but that's been 2 tries where the ball's been knocked on over the line. But they are coming back for the penalty. But wow, that's a big call.
And you take the points again here, boys. Make it a 1-point ball game. Correct decision there. So a big let off for Associates. It's good to see the composure in defence. They still had the penalty advantage, of course, but it was good composure, maybe too composed, maybe needed to cause a bit of a disrupting ball and actually go for the turnover, because it almost led to a try.
As we talk about that 10 minutes either side of halfway in rugby being the key parts of games, and especially in a tight one like that, if that had been a try, converted try, and all of a sudden they're going with their tails into the air into the half-time break, these points will be valuable, but I'm sure they would have been in front than trailing by 1. But it's been tight.
As we expected today as well.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's going to take a little bit of magic from someone in this match to really break it open.
There's probably about 12 of them that can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Young makes it a 1-point ball game.
Just chipping
it's
away.
7 points to 6 in your Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final. And there's only going to be 6 minutes of real time left to go in this half. There's been a couple minutes of stoppage though.
Yeah, and Soaks unfortunately have lost a couple of players already through injury. They haven't had the luxury of swapping players over, so we'll have to wait and see the longer this game goes how much of an impact that will have. Not the greatest start for them in terms of injuries.
Webster long again. The two talking about it, and one actually catches it this time.
Better communication.
Young didn't like the pull-up pass he was given as this kick comes onto the top of our tent, and we're going to touch about 35 from the line. Wasn't the prettiest pass across the back to Young there. He wasn't actually very impressed with it. He just decided to shovel it into touch.
Yeah, they get a bit narky, these number 10s. They want everything on a platter for them.
4-man set up here for Associates.
Yeah,
Hardwick's the jumper.
As long as they don't confuse themselves. Now they go. They have confused themselves. Sloppy
Sorry,
ball.
it was a little bit too greedy. Aravira cleans up at the back. Reduva showing and going.
Oh, lovely ball again.
Nakuna getting the hands off as well. Phillips gets it out. Rivera, Hardwick, no. Rivera couldn't hang on to the ball.
Good
that time it must be a knock-on. So Rivera's got a little bit of sweat on the palms at the moment. He's dropped 2 in a row there.
Yeah, famous name down at Associates, the Rivera name, but unfortunately that time it had a half chance down that short side, but the ball going to ground. So both teams just that ball control, letting them down.
As we set up for another scrum.
It's been a beautiful afternoon here for rugby. Light breeze, sun shining, not too warm.
Not too cold either.
And a beautiful deck turned out by the greenskeeper here at UWA.
You'd have to think some of it was spray paint. Never seen the grass so good here.
No, there wouldn't be a better club ground in all of Australia.
Young now has the ball. Dummies to a couple and gives it to Haining. So strong through contact there. That's just got to hurt tackling him. Phillips spots the ball free, grubs it through. Has to be cleaned up at the back, and there's a bit of biff in the back. Haining and Hart and Palfarman just having a little chat behind play.
A couple of outside backs. Hello, Mitch Hardy.
Young gets this one clear. Into touch. We can play on quickly here if we want.
I thought they might have then. They had.
It's a really good option, I thought, that time. That's the one.
That was the one.
Just before half-time, not much on the line.
Yeah, Palfarman and Webster both teed up ready to go, and they had about 20 metres before they even came in contact with a Cottesloe player.
It was a lot of forwards out here on the right as well. But they've got their own line out anyway. 25 out. Up at
They've
5.
confused them again. They've got to go back to basics, Associates, trying to get too tricky.
Young happy to kick it as he is today. Sitting at the back nicely. Healy. Oh, sorry, not Healy, Ingram.
Solid hit.
Phillips scooting. Couldn't get round Al Haining.
You saw the prop there and saw a half gap, but Haining wrapping him up. Good vision by Phillips. I like his game this afternoon.
He's looking really dynamic around the contest. Vaniere, he's gone quiet the last little bit, but always good when he's on it. Checking across the back here. Seaver. Brought to ground. This is good defense from Cottesloe, just driving Associates backwards with every phase at the moment.
Yeah, it is fantastic. Soaks need to come from a bit of
Sani,
depth here.
Reduva, Hardwick. Good use of the ball, getting across the advantage line.
Oh, turned over again. Loose carried by Social.
Play on the call here? No. We'll go back for the knock-on.
Yeah, Soaks getting stuck in that flat-footed attack makes it very easy for Cott to come up. They're at their most dangerous when they come from some depth and they can recycle that ball quickly. But in that little phase then, you could just see slow ball to come out. Cottesloe driving them back.
Some blood, boys.
Time off called.
Just a little bit of blood on one of the Cottesloe players. No team really on top here at the moment. It's been a bit of a locked battle.
Been a real arm wrestle. It's a cliche, but that's what this game has been. Just both sides making mistakes when they don't want to.
Playing between the 22s for most of it.
Yeah. But I've been impressed with Haining for Cott. Just he's got this. He can run at 90% and then he finds another 5 or 10%. When he hits the line, he's fantastic. I don't know how he finds an extra gear at top speed. He's an amazing runner with the ball. He's the sort of guy we talk about, a bit of magic, just the sort of guy that can break a game open.
And any literal second as well. And it takes a lot out of the Associates defenders tackling him all game as well. He might not score a try in the first 15 minutes, but after you've tackled him 8 or 9 times and it's 65 minutes in, it's going to be really hard to wrap up Haining because he's not going to be slowing down.
Yeah, and just the defence, they think they've got him and he can just turn that extra bit of space. It's amazing to watch.
Just a little bit of strapping happening here now. For the blood player.
Caleb Young, the number 10. Big, strong, imposing number 10.
Really like the way he uses the ball now. He's not a running 10, even though it looks like he could crash up in the inside centres all day. But he just dishes out perfectly and kicks whenever his team needs it. He's really had a positive impact on this Cottesloe side. Well, I mean, when you've got the lineup of backs outside you, why do you need to run it yourself at 10? Through Jackson, Haining, Vudia Vera.
Yeah, just get it and give.
Time's on. 2.5. Let's go, boys. Let's go,
So scrum right on halfway in the dying moments of this first half. 7-6 the score.
5.
Associates leading by the barest of margins.
Set.
Can someone break this game before half time?
Tobias picked at 8, had to get it free. Young dishing off. Jackson in the middle. Smack bang in the centre of the field here. Masson. Spreading out left now. Some of the experienced Cottesloe forwards happy to have a little dish and go there. Now Young with a little bit of space for Jackson outside. It's Berryman dishing it off. No, lost forward after the contact.
You know, we can make excuses early on about being nerves, but 40 minutes into a grand final, that's just sloppy play by Cottesloe.
Couldn't have been a cleaner pass. You've got to be able to take those ones. As we look across the sideline here, the forwards were getting it through the hands. And then as we come across to the next phase, Young, clean take, Berryman, clean take, and we just needed to get it out onto the wing.
Just poor play.
James Blackburn just not able to hold on.
So this time Associates, possibly the last throw of the dice in the first 40.
I think there's just about a minute to go as we heard from Kyle Burnett there.
Set.
Phillips feeds. And this one's not going anywhere. In fact, Cott are on the shove now, so we've got to get it free. Reduva. Seaver goes back door, having to dish it out. Ingram. Ingram, not much room to run. He caught the ball on a bit of a flat stance.
Yeah, good slide defence there by Cottesloe.
Almost with a big turnover there, Cottesloe as well. Jackson was having a big crack at that one. Short side.
Oh, solid hit on Hardwick.
Poor Hardwick going straight backwards. Woody Avera.
Cop that. Don't care who your brother is.
Work harder.
Tell him I said hello.
Across the back now. Associates just trying to find someone to straighten this attack up. Stripped. Berryman with a bit of a goose as well. Berryman still fighting. Gets the ball free now.
Here goes Cottesloe. What can they do?
Cottesloe are going to have the final say by the looks of it. Across the back, Kaiser Reedy happy to get back involved. Haven't seen him run for a while. Young calls. Hoskins. Tobias Hoskins not held. Gets an extra couple.
Oh, well
Al
done,
Rivera tries to get the
Almost.
turnover. Young again. McDermott. Brought to ground. Good tackle, Hardwick. So now we're 30 out from the line, maybe 25. Young, flat ball. No one was running on. Lock
sloppy.
on Hoskins.
Half time. Half time, boys.
So as we reach half-time in the 2020 Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final, it's going to be Associate 7, Cottesloe 6. We'll be right back in a few minutes for the second half.
Coming down,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your second half of the Fortescue 2020 Premiership. Premier Grade Grand Final, I should say. 7 points to 3. Associates are up and they're going to have the kick-off. What can Cottesloe do to get back in front here, Mick?
Yeah, it was interesting at the half-time break that Cott were in one big huddle. The Soaks were a little bit more splintered, and often you can just tell at the half-time break which team's got the better cohesion, and I think Cottesloe looked like they did at the half-time break. 7-6 is the scoreline. Both these teams are even. It's going to take a little bit of magic from someone to try and break the game open. But look, I think at this stage, from what I saw at half-time, it's a strange thing to say, but I think Cottesloe might steal it.
Interesting thoughts right there. I reckon Associates, they like being up at half-time, man. They might hold on to the win here. All it takes is one player from either side to break this one open as Reedy gets us underway with a nice crash ball and we go to the pocket. Not going to kick this time. It wasn't a young. The breeze has just picked up over half-time as well. It's moving a little bit stronger now, but it's swirling at the moment. But a little bit more right to left across your screen. Straight through the middle. I think we've got a replacement there. That Scott Nicholas come on into half-back. As we go straight down the middle, our Rivera makes sure of that one and needs to go straight up the middle of the field. Phillips has Reduver on the right. Ingram, Vanivere. Vanivere's got to get to ground, does so nicely. Flat ball, checking outside. Beecham.
Stay.
So both teams testing each other in the first half as Webster gets driven backwards.
Yeah, really important phase of this match, this first 10 minutes after the break. In such a tight game. If a team can score a try early, they're going to be very hard to pin back.
Reduver tried to fake the kick, but then gets wrapped up. And now slow play. Probably not the call here. Webster's going to look to the corner. He's found a little bit of space in the back corner there, and if it runs into touch, that's a fantastic kick.
Yeah, it was a good kick.
Just found the gap between the fullback and the winger. Might even just need Rudy Aveda just to come back a little bit. He knows when that swing's going to come. He can always rush up if he needs to.
I was going to say good credit to Cottesloe there for almost forcing that play by Associates. They seemed to be getting a little bit lost. They weren't going anywhere, but geez, it was a good outcome for them. Great kick. Chance to put some pressure on.
Yeah, they look to go quickly there, but Kyle wants a little bit more of a gap. Set the standard for the half again. They fake up at 3, then go up at 4 after a good switch play, bring it down off the top. Nickel across the back for Masson. Masson rolls an extra metre. And now a good chance for the exit. McDermott at the back. Not his best kick. It's probably going to stay in the field of play. Webster across the back for Ingram. Ingram finding a little hole through the middle. Only had a couple more to beat. Ingram straight through. Still trying to find his way, Ingram.
Great leg drive.
Brought to ground, Phillips. Really good quick ball for Rivera on the wing. Our Rivera brought to ground. Probably about 6 out from the line. No, we're inside the 5 now. Beecham. Phillips. Across the back, Rivera.
Got some numbers.
Seaver. Dummies. Seaver straight through the middle. 5 metres out again. Soaks need quick ball, but Cottesloe are all over the top of this one. Comes out slow eventually. Phillips, double pump, didn't have an option, had to go himself. Webster had to try to do the clean out work, not his strongest asset. Turnover's good. Just left one of their wingers to try and get over the top of Phillips, and it didn't quite come off. Now Cottesloe have secured the ball on their own goal line. They're going to get the penalty, no release.
Well, you know, we talk about that bit of magic. Associates had 2 there with Ingram. And then with Seaver, but you know, again, Cottesloe, that desperation in defence, they can close gaps
Just
so
steady
quickly.
The whole time.
But a great start by Associates. I think both these teams, they seem to be playing at the same pace the whole time. They've got to change the pace. They've got to do some stuff that's got a lot of intensity and and just up tempo and then settle back down. But at the moment, it's just all that same pace. But we can see with both of them, when they do get that quick recycle ball, that's when they both look dangerous. We saw it then with Associates, but unfortunately for them, no points coming from it. But that's when they both look dangerous.
So Arthur Manakia has come to the sideline now, puffing and raving, and brought on for him Jesse Elliott.
Yeah, the use of the bench by both coaches is going to be important here. There'll start to be some strategic changes from here on in for both sides. Soaks don't quite have the luxury of a full deck because a couple of their players are already on.
Nickel. It was a good win from Cottesloe, and now they kick straight back down. Young with a good kick. Ingram has options at the back and opts for the up and under. Chasing well here. It's 2-on-1. Ingram almost gets it. Yeah, Associates have got it. Turnover might come again though.
Oh, well done, Cottesloe.
Straight on top of that ball. And they're letting him know about it as well. I think it's Tobias Hoskins
Leave him.
Yeah,
who won the penalty.
No love lost between these two teams.
Over here, boys.
Absolutely nothing to happen after that penalty was given, but there sure was a big ruckus.
So we just have a look on the replay here. I'm not sure who it was that had the turnover.
Hoskins, straight on top of that one. Gets rolled to the side there, but
just
it
really
was
well
in
done.
from the side to get him off.
Again, a great captain's knock by Tobias Hoskins.
That's what you need out of your captain in a grand final.
Yeah, really leading from the front and a valuable turnover.
38 metres out. Cottesloe will have a line out. It looks like they're going to go 6-man. So they got Tobias Hoskins currently sitting outside Young in the back line. They go to the front and they gain a couple cheeky metres. If they can get quick ball here, could see an absolutely massive crash up here. Hoskins gets inside the first. Sani tries to get over the top. Young again. Jackson on the outside line, but it was good rush defense. It was a risk there by Pal Farman and it paid off.
Yeah, he needed to do it. Yeah,
That hurt Jackson as well. Nickel on the wing. Good little short ball. Blackburn does well to stay in the field of play. Now Simone has to dish it backwards. Jackson gets involved again, straight off the deck. Raduva tries to strip in the tackle, but he goes to ground now. Vadiavula. Good little bump off. Young, flat ball Reedy. Getting around Nickel. Rivera shoot defense, course the pass to go to ground. Berryman, Goosey again. Berryman gets his hands free, gets it off Masson. Masson beating 1 and 2. Tries to take on Rivera, gets rid of him as well. Now the Cottesloe support pours over the top. So it's wish-wash play at the moment, but Cottesloe have the upper hand. Good rush defense from Associates. Can they keep that up? Ball goes to ground. Jackson chooses just to go straight at the Associates defense here. Who's going to break first in this little contest?
Yeah, you did right, Nick. It's very even, the attack and the defence, but all of a sudden Cottesloe inching towards that 22-metre line.
Yeah, an entry here would be massive for them. The first one of the half is always a big one. Good rush defense.
Yeah,
Rivera
well,
shutting down Young.
By Rivera.
Short side again. Berryman just so elusive with his hands, able just to get that prop free as soon as he's in contact.
A few tied boys out there. It's been a long phase.
Now Berryman fills in at half. Doesn't
sloppy
throw
again.
it nicely at all. Recovered at the back though. Stringer just took it to ground. Now it's gone every way.
Here we go.
Advantage. Short side. Tried to grubber it through Webster, but will come back for the scrum.
Yeah, I think all the players looking forward for a break there. There's a few of them down on their haunches. That was a frantic set of phases there, the attack and the defence. Players out on their feet, and they've still got a long way to go in this grand final.
If we have another couple passages like that, someone's going to have to break.
That's what it'll be. Someone will break. It's either defence or the attack. Someone's going to spill the ball, and we saw it almost there with Webster kicking through. It'll crack. It's going to who can hang on the longest.
As we just see one of the Cottesloe players
Time is on.
is coming to the sideline
Time
now
is
as
on.
well. I think the replacement's already come on for him.
That's all good. Time's off.
Time's still off. Bit of mismatch here.
Yeah, you got good.
2 players coming off for Cottesloe at the moment.
A little bit of claret there from the nose or a cut lip.
Yeah, so Huppertaz may be a blood rule, but I think it's a straight swap. Alec Fontalo, number 7, he's off. Didn't quite catch who came on for them, but we'll find out shortly for you.
I think the players enjoying the break, those couple of injuries, giving everyone a chance to suck it in, getting a bit of refreshment from the trainers, a few words of encouragement.
Getting ready just to do it all again.
Yeah.
So we're 8 minutes into the second half here of the Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final. Associates are still up by a point, 7-6.
Yeah, nothing separating the two teams. Is it going to be next try wins?
Could be.
It's very, very tight. We knew it would be.
Another big sub coming here for Associates.
For who?
Should be big Robin O'Sullivan coming on now.
Thank you. Yeah, no,
No, sorry, not Robin O'Sullivan. We don't have him listed here. I think it's going to be Freddie Davison, though. I believe it'll be Freddie Davison, the big number 19.
So fresh legs on for Associates. We talk about the strength of the bench. They've got a big pack in their starting 8 and nothing changed there with the replacement. Another big human being coming on to solidify the Associates front row. And Associates, almost their home ground here at UWA. They actually formed from the university club. Players that were at university couldn't play for university when they left, so they formed the Associates of University. That's why they play in the green and gold and the opposite colours to the university side. And UWA Sports Park, the home of the University Rugby Club.
Scrum down.
Crouch. Bind.
Yeah, just confirmation there. That's big passing fine that's just come on the field. An absolute stellar ball runner and scrummer.
Jersey number 19.
And he's just got the fresh bleached hair as well at the moment. Reduva.
Good ball.
Vanierate.
Good run. They need a quick recycled ball. They can't afford to let it now, so they just end up.
Go to the pocket. Webster goes long and he's turned Simone inside out again.
Lovely kick.
Needs to fix his position on the back left wing there. He's going to try run it. Ingram brings him into touch. Absolutely nowhere to go. The crowd lets him know about it. He got turned inside out on the kick. Tries to take on Ingram one-on-one. Ingram didn't panic, just went back with him and pushes him over the sideline.
Yeah, kick is only as good as your chasers, and that was a great example of it there. But Associates lucky the way that slow ball, instead of the kick being one of the options, it became their only option, but the chase was fantastic. And we see them on the attack just outside or just inside the 22. Great opportunity here.
And the message is going to have to go out to Vudiavera to get a little bit deeper on his defence.
Sloppy line out, well done by Associates.
Yeah,
by
Nickel dishing
Cottesloe.
it off. Vudiavera, chance to redeem himself, goes straight over the top of one. Pocket. Safely into touch, but the go quick could be on.
No.
Was another good chance there. They're not chasing too hard, the Cottesloe men.
Again, someone's got to do something a little bit unexpected. And again, that was an option. Had 3 or 4 players lined up and a big gap before the defensive line. So they had plenty of time and plenty of space. But taking the safe option of the line out.
Hyde is going to look long again. They go to 6 and win it this time. Really nicely secured at the back. Yeah, we'll take
Smart play there by Phillips, throwing that straight into the Cottesloe player.
Absolutely drilled it into his ribs.
It's the same as the first one.
He made no effort to throw that over him anywhere other than straight into him.
Kieran Stringer, as you see here, just at the back of the ruck.
Try.
And Lockie Phillips gives him every piece of this ball.
Smart play.
Really gave it a chuck. So we're going to have a penalty. Might be a good option to try go the points here.
Yeah, I think the breeze is possibly favouring them. It's slight, be coming from the southwest, so it will be favouring Webster. Yeah, they need to just steer it towards the left-hand upright. Certainly well within his range, only about 36 or so metres away.
Just got the attendance figures for this afternoon as well. 3,650. That's
Fantastic.
a lot of support for local rugby.
Yeah,
There's probably another couple hundred players who have waited around as well who came through the players' entrance.
yeah, great crowd.
Webster going to make sure of this one. Oh, not a good contact at all.
Geez, we've put the mocker on him. We've jinxed him.
Try.
Hang on a second.
22 Coops just pointing straight up.
Again, a great chase.
Yeah, Cottesloe got to be a little more aware of that. It was always going to be a 22, so you may as well dot it down.
Yeah.
Soaks have set deep for this 22 dropout. Young lining up on the left side here. Across the back with Duva underneath. And he finds a big runner to go straight up the middle of the field.
Rivera got taken out. Friendly fire there. Hopefully he's okay for Associates.
He's a big tough boy. Hyde goes back door Ingram. Ingram getting laid on top of by Reedy. Bussy fine, crowd favourite. Ball comes free, got to get on top of it. Hardwick does well.
Yeah, well done, Dickie. Hardwick's brother. Michael Hardwick, that is.
Reduva looks for the chip. Little bit of space for McDermott to chase onto this. And just lets it run into touch. Oh, he's playing a dangerous game out there. McDermott just letting everything run.
Yeah.
In a grand final, it only takes one of them to be miscalculated.
Yeah, Soaks seem to have a little bit of momentum at the moment. I'll be looking for their second try.
So a big cot line out inside their own 22.
30 minutes gone.
That's Pal Farman. Yeah, I thought I was going to say he's a bit out of position, but he makes his way across to the wing now to protect the kick.
Another sloppy line out.
Straight over the top, Nicholas Hyde. Going to be 5 out from the line.
Yeah,
only a little bit of work to do. Hardwick drops it forward.
Once again, just ball control, both of these teams.
Moments. There's little moments in this game.
Just really, and you saw 2 of them there, just a really poor line out there by Cottesloe. We talked them up at the start of the match. It was picked up by Associates, and then with Associates, with all the momentum and a great opportunity against the run of play, just coughing that ball up. So 2 mistakes, one from each side.
Cottesloe, they've got 2 on the blind side here. Soaks have unmatched it. They think Phillips and Hardwick and Rivera can cover the whole thing now. Reduva comes across.
Let's go.
Fine. Simple things, these line-outs, they're the things you've got to get right. A defensive line-out in the grand final, you've got to get them right.
Just up at 1, get it down.
What's the scrum line?
McDermott, ball outside him, had to make sure of it. Pal Farman spinning across the back for Ingram. Loves to run the ball and takes on Tobias Hoskins, but Cottesloe straight over that one. Turnover's good, no penalty needed.
Hoskins been very good this afternoon.
They win the penalty after that. Brilliant tackle by Hoskins.
Silent, 14 off his feet.
14 off feet, the call there from Kyle Burnett. But Cottesloe just winning that one straight back.
Yep. Yeah, great work.
Silly penalty as well by Associates. They've won the ball cleanly. You've avoided the penalty by allowing the turnover.
Yeah, so Cottesloe doing some simple things poorly and some simple things very well. We just saw an example of it there. They've had a couple of turnovers this afternoon. Here we see them with a chance to try and build some pressure.
Full line out, up at 7. Beautiful throw again. Calls it not straight, but not a chance here this afternoon. Big crash ball in the midfield for Haining. Out to the right. Cottesloe looking to set deep for this run of play here. Young dishing off. Passy Fine almost taking him high, lucky to get away with it. Slow ball, Young, backdoor McDermott, Berryman giving it out onto the wing for Blackburn. Blackburn just staying in the field of play, runs straight over Pal Farman. That one's got to hurt. Nichols got the ball. No, they want to pick on the short side, Masson. Young, centre field, Haining. Passy Fine all over it again. Across the back, Young doing a good little bit of running at the back here. Jackson beats 2, tries to put it on the toe and gets run into touch.
Well, it's a good play by Cott there. Great run there by James Blackburn down just straight in front of the commentary position. You talk about players running to the space, not the face, but he just lined up Pal Farman, ran straight into him.
Decided straight was the option. It looked pretty good from there. Just see on the far side, Jackson.
Yeah, just running out of space, Jackson. Geez, he's got some toe. Tried to put the little kick in.
Ball goes into touch for the Associates line out.
So this game really seesawing. not on the
Not
scoreboard,
straight.
but just in terms of the position and the territory that these two teams have had, but none have been able to capitalise on it. We saw Associates going very close up the other end a couple of minutes ago, and now Cottesloe down inside the 22.
This is where every single one of the back line for Cottesloe is dangerous. Any one of them could run this one in and bust this entire game wide open.
This is a really important scrum here for Associates to get right. They want to try and disrupt this ball as much as they can. And likewise, Cottesloe, they want to try and get a really good solid platform.
Fine.
That back line is absolutely electric.
Set.
Associates 4-pack's going to need a big drive here to try to disrupt it. But Cottesloe are all over them.
I'm on it.
And Passy
I'm
Fine
on it.
gets stood up. So it's going to be penalty advantage. You don't see that very often.
See what they
Tobias
can do with
Hoskins
it.
running it.
Great drive by Tobias. Here they go.
Nickel Young cross kick because of the penalty
2 on 1.
advantage. Blackburn in the corner.
Oh, short
Healy,
mark.
not Healy, Ingram with a
Did well.
very hotly contested footy. Jack Darling could learn a little bit about that.
That was a terrific kick there, and a 2 on 1. You can see it here on the replay, just climbing high. Gee, Blackburn went so
Tight
close.
head. Angle and standing up under pressure.
You don't see Passy Fine getting stood up at the scrum
No.
like that often. It's hard to move all 140 of him.
So a chance here for Cottesloe to hit the lead.
Yeah, points is definitely the way to go.
Just chipping away.
So we're 18 and a half minutes into this second half. Cottesloe get this, take the lead. Could be anyone's ball game.
Yeah, it becomes a real mental game too. Will this be enough of a lift for Cottesloe? Will it make Soaks just kind of hang their head because they just haven't been able to score again since very early in that first half?
And the equation for Associates, how close can we kick a penalty from? Or do we want to go to the corner?
Yeah.
Because Cottesloe have to give something away in their own half in the last 20 minutes.
Yep.
And it's just a matter of if they take the points or if they go to put a big lead on. Young steadies himself as he cops a bit from the hill. That's a good strike again.
Yeah, the crowd tell the story. A big cheer, plenty of support for the Seagulls on the hill. And will that missed penalty goal from Webster come back to haunt Associates in this tight match here at the Library? So Cottesloe hitting the lead 9 points to 7. Wow.
Webster will be setting up for this kick. I think you've got to go aggressive here, maybe short.
Yeah, well, once you sort of hit this last 20 minutes, then you can just tell that it becomes a bit frantic. The panic starts to set in.
Cottesloe bring it to ground quickly. Look to shift the ball, but a little bit flat-footed. Slow ball again. Nickel just waiting.
No second chances here this afternoon.
Young, Jackson, McDermott. McDermott loses it forward.
Ball again. Chance for Cott. Can they pick it up clean? Oh, penalty.
Yeah, straight off feet. Jackson he's on one knee on the side, just fiddling with it. And a little bit of a hit after the ball there. Al Haining to be careful. Don't want to lose him in a grand final.
No. Horn, I thought he almost had his knee hyperextended there. So Webster gets a little pat on the back there.
Yeah, that was close. Shot called. So there we go. This is the range that Webster says, I'll have a crack to put us back in front. Will the pressure of the hill get to him because he didn't even give the last one a chance?
No, he was all. That was like a poor golf shot. He didn't strike that at all well.
Well, as we say in golf, after every bad shot, there's an opportunity for another bad shot. So we'll see if he can hold up to the pressure here and actually convert this one.
So this to put Associates back in front. We've hit the magic 20-minute mark of this second half.
I think he's going to take all 90 of his seconds here to compose himself.
The intensity is going to start to build as these teams start to run out of time.
They've been focused on the grand final so far, but I think they're going to realise their disdain for each other very soon and start hitting each other harder than we've ever seen all year.
So Webster, the important one. That looks good.
Beautiful.
No mistakes. So Soaks back in front. 10 points to 9, 1 point in it. And the Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final here at the Library. 20 minutes remaining.
Yep.
1 point ball game.
Cottesloe straight back up and at him. They're ready to go straight away. And I think it'll be much of the same. Short kickoff.
Yeah, they've got to try and get the ball. These teams need the ball. Another replacement for Associates.
Just coming off was the 21 there. And Beecham. So the whole bench getting cleared early here for Associates. They want 20 good minutes out of the last bit of their bench. Passy Fine takes it. And didn't have any time to get the motor even ticking over. Webster goes long and straight. Turns him inside out again. His kick's been sublime.
Could be a great
Harrison
kick.
Webster.
They play on
That's got
quickly.
to be forward.
It looked it.
Can't be a straight line out that one, but
Here we
that's
go.
all right.
Oh, solid.
Masson beating one.
Great run.
Crashing through 2 and 3. Nickel scoots. Tobias Hoskins trying to make a captain's run, nowhere to go.
Yeah, good work by Cottesloe taking that quick line. They've got to start asking the questions of the defensive sides here. Can't afford to let them get set.
As we run it straight up the middle.
Oh, solid hit.
Footy of Edda.
Midfield.
Nowhere to go there. Nickel, pocket. They decide they have to kick. This is actually a really good chip centre field. It's a hard catch for Webster.
Come forward.
It's come
Cottesloe
forward.
can play on. They do. They're going to know quickly. They've got to go quickly.
Footy of Edda reckons he can do it himself. There's numbers on the left-hand side. You just got to feed the players.
Forward's in the way.
Terrible pass as well.
Dear me.
So we'll come back for the knock-on.
Just again, Cottesloe, just their own worst enemy.
I know you're a speedster, Footy of Edda, but maybe just dish that one off. You know the numbers are going to be on the left. Dish it off, give Blackburn a chance, follow him up the inside, and maybe get the ball back.
Yeah, front row is just lurking in that channel. Just getting in the way, and the ball just going to deck.
Beautiful picture this afternoon now as well. Midfield scrum. Belt up sign clearly in view. Remember to belt up.
Yeah.
Both teams on the 10s. Both look like they're set for attack. I reckon they can both win this ball.
Fine.
Yeah, great attacking opportunity here.
Dare say it's Al Haining. Oh, it's come out the back.
Oh, well done, Phillips.
Phillips.
Great pressure.
Stopped any amount. I think it was going to go to Al Haining no matter what.
Yeah, that ball flew out of that pack.
Berryman just hooking too
Oh,
well.
the intercept.
Reduva!
Is this
Reduva!
the magic? Has he got the pace though?
Young's chasing him. Alex Reduva into the corner.
He's over.
Associates are going to score. Intercept out of nowhere.
Wow.
That's the spark we needed from one of them.
Wow.
And
How's
Associates
that?
are going to extend their lead. 15 points tonight. Kick to come in the Fortescue Premier Grade.
Unbelievable. Let's have a look at that on the replay. He hasn't got the prettiest of running styles, but geez, it's effective. He's been chased by Young, who probably wasn't the quickest back in the
It's not who you
Cottesloe
want
back
chasing.
line. But wow, that was great work there by Associates. Cottesloe with the scrum, and it was Phillips putting some pressure on. Put Cottesloe on the back foot a little bit there, and then the Associates backline right up in their faces, and the intercept coming. Cottesloe under pressure, forcing the pass. The intercept coming. So Associates now out by 15-9 with the kick to come.
As you said at the start of the program though, Mick, Cottesloe can't panic here.
No,
they
they
succeeded when they didn't. And if they
Absolutely.
start to get a little bit frazzled here, it might turn away from themselves. So they need to bring that composure in. They look composed at the back there. There's not a desperate team huddle. I like that. They're not all in.
Yeah.
Boys, we need to get around this. They're just across the goal line. Business as usual.
Yeah, certainly no panic.
Massive kick this for Webster to put it beyond 7.
Yeah, this is an important one here. Just that little bit of buffer. Associates have scored 2 tries in this match so far. Cottesloe haven't, so for them to have to score 2 in the remaining 15 minutes. We've seen them do it. They did it last week against Palmyra to get themselves here.
It's a good strike. Just needs a little bit of legs. Just pushed on the inside. So the score's going to remain 15 points to 9.
As the lights come on here at the library, this Twilight Grand Final.
Going to turn into a big spectacle here. 15 minutes of rugby to go.
What a game. Don't go anywhere if you're
Associates
watching this contest.
haven't beat Cottesloe since late 2018. And they go straight to Passy Fine again, who actually can get the motor running this time, but stripped. Berryman just takes it straight off him on the way down. Jackson, fresh advantage high. Don't need the counter up here. Do you take the points?
Yes.
Got to take the points here.
Absolutely.
Puts you within range of levelling it or going in front.
Yeah, you just bang them straight over from here.
And Young
you get back,
points
get
to
the
the
ball
sticks.
back.
So a good decision, a composed decision by Cottesloe. And if there's one man in the competition you'd back, it's probably this guy to kick this one over. He scored a couple 100 points this year already. What's 3 more? Now the similar message goes out to associates. Let's not panic.
Yeah.
That was just one phase, one carry.
That's, yeah. Yeah, that's when we talk about these last, 13 minutes to go. Teams start to panic, individuals start to panic. Some players are going to be more composed than others. There's going to be those little mistakes. It only takes one.
So he gets to the back of his stance now. And all the Soak supporters are quiet for this one. Only a couple whistles and chirps. Strikes it beautifully again. Never going to miss those, Young.
So 4 from 4 for Caleb Young. So Cottesloe up to 12.
Just a 3-point lead now for associates. And 11 and a half minutes to go in this game. Similar plan. Short kickoff turnover. It's worked for both teams.
Yep.
And you're going to have to hope it happens again.
Possession is going to be vitally important.
The wind's going to hold this one up. That's a brilliant kick. So just inside the 22, brought to ground. Good tackle, Soaks. Nickel. Who's he going to go to? Flat for Masson.
Yeah, good defence there by associates. They'd be keen to try and keep Cottesloe camped inside their 22.
As usual. We go to Young in the pocket, and he kicks it out. Not the most meters. Now the wind's into his face a little bit. It's changed here. As 2 more Soak subs coming back on.
Freddie Davison, I think, in jersey number 1.
Yeah, that'll be Freddie Davison. He'll replace up front. Beecham getting back on. I think he was off for blood.
Time fell off, boys. Time fell off.
Passy Fine having a rest. Made a good impact in the time he was out there. So associates with the line out throw.
It's a big
just outside
player.
the 22.
Just looking for that little bit of speed maybe now, associates. And they tricked themselves a line out again. Too much going on. And they've tricked themselves, and Cottesloe get the turnover.
Well, Jeff Stu could be pulling his hair out. Man, he used
Get
to
up
go
to the
2 to 4.
45.
All these fancy line out moves. Cottesloe now right on the attack up to the halfway line.
Caesarita dishing off. Nickel, Young, double cutout pass. McDermott. Oh, sorry, Al Haining straight into touch.
Yeah, out on the full.
Rare mistake there from Haining.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was looking to try and do there. He would have been better off just straightening up, coming back in field. But
Yeah, back his legs more than his boot.
he had no room to kick. Super
Another
shot there.
trick line out coming. Hardwick up at 2, wins this one. Just gets it, I reckon, from the not straight. Manakia, hasn't he been strong this afternoon? Rushing up another one. Hyde gets skipped. Rivera, short ball, Hardwick.
little bit
Hardwick passing one off again. Manakia down in back play. Associates now, 45 out. And with slow pill, dishing it back. Raduva's going to go to the corner, and there's no one back for Cottesloe again. They need to get this one on the first bounce. They wait for 2. McDermott trying to outpace him on the wing.
There by Palfreman.
Touched. Need to get onto this one. It was touched.
Once again,
Just couldn't get there in time.
Just a great chase.
Yeah, Pep Harmon making sure of that one. And it is Associates' ball, so it must have been touched off Cott.
Adam, set! Adam, come here! 7! 8! 4, 9! Yes!
Cottesloe with the steal. They read it at 5, it was going to 6. Masson, probably for his 150th run this afternoon, but gets held up this time, and it's a chance for Stokes to turn over. Available at the back, spinning to the right. Young, just a little bit in front of Jackson. The hill's starting to come alive now. Lots of noise coming off the banks. Lost forward again, penalty.
You could just sense Cottesloe starting to get a little bit of momentum, a little bit of energy in their play, but just once again, just that loose carry, drop ball, turnover. But
Time off doesn't help yet.
The ball's going to stay with them.
Kaminsky just having a chat on the far side there.
So Cottesloe just pulling themselves all in together.
Yeah, you're hoping now that's not the chat of being desperate.
Yeah, no, I think we've seen that they can chase down a lead. They all know they're in this game. They know they've got 80 minutes.
They only need 10 seconds.
Exactly.
With Al Haining out on the field.
Yeah.
Surprised we haven't seen him cross the try line so far as well today.
Yeah, and credit to Stokes, their defence has been very, very good. They haven't allowed Cottesloe any space at all out wide. They've made a couple of breaks, but they've had the scrambling defence, so no tries at all at this stage of the match. Cottesloe just the 4 penalty goals. Associates with 2. One to Reduva and Palferman.
Looks like it's Young over there receiving all the attention, and they don't want him to come off the field. So he's getting a fair amount of time to figure himself out.
So a good crowd on the hill enjoying this contest. It's been as tight as we would have thought. Cottesloe looking to go back to back. So she's trying to add another trophy to their cabinet, the one they won in 2018. And what can Cottesloe do? Now inside Associates half, just inside the 10-metre line.
Full line out. Where are they going to go? All the way to the back again. And they're going to opt for the maul, and they shuffle the ball backwards nicely this time.
Yeah, good counter drive there by the Associates pack.
Need to get this one out, Nickel. Don't know where this one is in the middle of everything. I think Berryman's got it somewhere at the back there. Now Nickel feeds it out. Young, almost another intercept for Reduva.
Wow.
No, it's a genuine intercept attempt there.
Yeah, I think a bit of miscommunication there in the Cottesloe back line.
It was really well read here by Reduva.
Just sit here on the replay. Yeah, Reduva right up.
And he was always going for the intercept there. It's a good call by the referee.
We've got a player down over here, boys.
So another player down inside the last 10 minutes of this match.
Yeah,
3-point ball game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stringer down for Cottesloe, but I think he's just can't be bothered standing up. He doesn't seem to be injured. He's just having a rest.
He's just doing the shoelace by the looks of it, but he probably untied it himself and is doing it back up for the extra 30 seconds.
Just buying Berryman a little bit of time. Stretch the calves.
Blue ball.
There's a bit of a chill that's come across the ground now as the sun starts to go behind and the lights take effect.
Yeah, the lights are a new addition to the UWA Sports Park.
And they look fantastic.
Crouch.
So 6 or 7 minutes to go. Associates are in front by 3.
Set.
Cottesloe have the centre field scrum, 38 out. Hoskins dishing to Nickel. Nickel scooting off to the right-hand side. Wrapped up now, and ball secured. Need to dish it out quickly. Stringer.
Cottesloe got some big men in this back line here.
Yeah, Berryman pumping once and twice. Advantage coming as well.
So a chance here for Cottesloe to try something.
Yeah, Hoskins chips over, nothing ball will come back to the penalty.
Not sure if that was the something to try by Hoskins.
Probably just a bit of a waste, that one, actually, to be
Yeah,
honest. Yeah,
I
there was
mean,
nothing dynamic about it.
Just give it to Haining and see what he can do. Just you try and do something. That was a real, just turn it over, give us the penalty.
It's definitely within young range as well. We could see a level ball game right now after this.
So, Nick, in the event of a draw at full time?
So we'll go to 2 periods of extra time. We'll play those 20 minutes out, well, 10 minutes either side. If it's still a draw at the end of extra time, we will split the cup.
Split the cup?
Split the cup, straight down the middle.
Wow.
And I guarantee you, neither of these two teams will let that happen.
I think they'll have to decide it in the clubhouse afterwards with a couple of drinking games if they want to try and separate them.
There'll be a midnight drop-off. They'll all come back at midnight under the lights and they'll have a drop-off then. As Berryman receives some attention, I think it is Reduver on the far side as well.
So lucky the lights are on here at the library if it does go to extra time. The crowd's certainly getting their money's worth. It's been a massive day of rugby here, the 10 grand finals over 3 fields. Different divisions. Soaks going down in the Colts. So they'll be looking to try and reverse their fortunes in this game. At the moment, hanging on to a very slender 3-point lead over their arch rivals, Cottesloe.
This is big here. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that is Reduver over there. And that's Soaks lose Reduver now.
That's a big loss to lose your number 10 with 7 or so minutes to go in a grand final.
I believe as well his replacement will probably be Benjamin Hales. I believe that's who it is on the 24.
Shot. Time's back on.
Shot called.
Or will they bring Webster in maybe to the 10? I don't know what they're going to do.
Webster can
here.
fill at 10, and he probably will.
But Caleb Young looking to tie things up here at the library. The Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final. 15-12 is the score. It's straight in front, about 37 metres away.
Roughly 5 minutes to go at this point.
And he hasn't missed this afternoon so far. Can he maintain his 100% record? Leading point scorer in the competition. And that's exactly why he's certainly on song this afternoon. The radar right on target, and it is all tied up here at the library. 15 all between Associates and Cottesloe in the Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final, and just over 5 minutes remaining in the match.
I think we're going to extra time here this afternoon.
Anything could happen, so possession will become absolutely valuable now.
Webster
in these
looks
last
deep.
5 minutes. These teams must hang on to the ball.
Cottesloe, 24 metres out from their own line. Ready at the back. Nichols got his forward pod through Stringer. Gaining a nice handy couple metres. Associates not getting sucked in. As we now see Young go to the boot and doesn't kick this one out. Goes centre field. Ingram dishing off for Palfarnham. Taking a good angle, spinning out of line.
Magic!
Palfarnham needs to keep working hard here. Support over the top. Numbers out on the right-hand side if they can go. Webster has filled in at 10. Seaver, Ingram, outside now, Vanavire. Bumps off the first, tries to get rid of Haining, but Haining says no thank you. Manages to stay in the field of play somehow. Webster, flat ball. Beecham, who's back on the field. Slow ball now. No, we've got to play. Webster, Lockie Phillips gets it out now. Webster, crash ball. Getting held up in the contest. Maul was called, but the ball available at the back. No, it's not. Early Maul call there maybe, but it was heard by everyone.
Well, a little knock on. A little knock on by Associates, taking the pressure off Cottesloe. Once again, neither side able to capitalise. These two teams just keep making mistakes. They're only small, but on the scale of a grand final, they can become massive. So all of a sudden, Associates, instead of attacking on the 22, now it's going to be a Cottesloe scrum. Time ticking away.
Carl Burnett, even though time's off there, he said 4 to play there over the comms.
And the mental side of this game, like the penalty goal, the drop goal, there's so many options. So these guys just need to keep their composure. They cannot afford to make mistakes. It only takes one mistake to have your whole season go to custard.
I've seen Young drop goal from 35-ish. I've never seen Webster attempt the drop goal.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, like he's got a good kickoff, so you'd think he'd have a good little range on him, but I've never seen him try it out on the field.
Because they were right in range there. They were right in front of the 22, and they've turned that ball over. He could have just dropped back into the pocket. But all of a sudden, Cottesloe now back with the ball. They need to get down Associates' end.
It's a good net result as well. If you get enough on the drop goal, worst thing to happen if you get enough on it is a 22.
Yeah,
you just got to kick it.
Yep.
It's all 4 minutes
territory.
to go.
So Associates look for the big push here. They want to try and disrupt this. They'd love a tight head. Scrums have been very good this afternoon. No resets.
Looks like Jackson, Haining and Blackburn out to the left here. That's probably where the ball's going to come unless they're going to kick.
Here comes the drive. Oh, good scrum by Cottesloe.
Cottesloe doing really well. Cottesloe might get a penalty, but Associates stay bound really nicely.
Yeah,
now they get the advantage.
Great scrum, Cottesloe.
That's a massive scrum.
Well done. Really important scrum at a really important time of this match with just 4 to go outside your own 22.
Wheeling around the call.
Against a big Associates pack. That's a terrific scrum.
I thought they were going to hold on for a second there as well. They were shaping up. It's McDermott kicks.
So here we go.
Right onto the 10 metre.
Cottesloe inside Associates half. Only a few minutes remaining, all tied up. Will they try to play for the penalty? Will they look for the drop goal? Will they try to force the error?
They've still got a few metres to get in drop goal range here.
Or can they unleash Jackson and Haining? They need to get the line out right.
You've got to give it to Haining here. I think he hasn't had an open play run yet.
Uncontested.
Off a set play.
By Associates.
Going sideways
here
here,
they go.
Masson. That's
straight
a big
down
contact.
the middle. Great field position now for Cottesloe. They just can't afford to make a mistake.
Hoskins to Reedy. Short side chance here. Jackson. Haining just behind him. Needs to be a support player here now.
The Associates can't afford to infringe.
Shoot defense coming up on the outside, forcing Stringer to just run.
Right in the danger zone now for Associates.
Haining. Chance on the short side. Spins out of the first. Vanire brings him to ground now. Short little forward runner. Nickel wants to go short side again. Jackson, false start. Young, rush defense, good here, Associates again. We're 35 out from the line.
Yeah, lucky he held that Associates to right up, looking for that intercept again.
Jackson keen to have a run, and he's trying to get around Rivera, but can't do so. Quicker ball this time. Haining from a standing start. Still manages to get a metre over the contact line.
Did well.
23 out from the line now. Calder looking for an entry.
Soaks can't afford to give away a penalty.
Masson. It's right in front here. No, leave that ball there, Soaks.
Young's back in the pocket.
Haining on the angle. Gets his hands free. McDermott. Blackburn into the corner. James Blackburn's going to come up short. Chance for Cottesloe to come across.
And a penalty to Associates.
Straight over the top, the arriving players for Cottesloe. Not exactly what you want there. They had everything going right for them. And now with a minute and a half to go.
Here we are in the replay.
As we see Blackburn going down, gets caught 5 metres out. Great tackle, Vanavire. And the arriving player, just straight over the top.
Real try-saving tackle here this afternoon. That's kept his team in this match.
He made it look easy, but that's a bigger tackle than anyone can see.
Yeah, Blackburn, he had a lot of pace. He's a big man, and that was a terrific tackle. That saved the grand final for Associates right there.
Time off again. And we're going to be 30 seconds, the call from the referee, Carl Burnett. So it's all tied up right now. And if you're Associates and you win this line out and you don't get anywhere off the first phase, do you kick it out?
I think you've got to suck up a little bit of pressure, a little bit of time, and then get rid of it.
Because the last thing you want is to kick this one long and give McDermott or Haining a chance to run straight back at you.
Yeah, I think
full pelt.
They've got to just chew up the time here, Associates, but you've got to back themselves. They're in that real danger zone. They're only 10 or 15, or just outside the 22 metres away. They can't afford to turn the ball over, because if Cottesloe get this ball, knowing there's not a lot of time left, there is no way they won't have a shot at field goal.
And this is dangerous. They've gone the four-man, and they're going one of their trick line-out plays that have not worked today, simply. Up at 3, but they do win it. Al Rivera, safe as ever. Sani.
Yeah, that's a great run.
I mean, Manakia. Phillips starting through the
doesn't want to get
middle.
isolated.
No, Kaisaridi bear hugged him, tried to get the turnover.
The counter ruck trying to come. Sloppy
Almost from the
pass
side.
back. Knock on.
Forward.
Knock on by Webster. Oh,
Time was
saved by
expired. The
bell.
30 seconds was gone.
Saved by the bell. Webster with the knock on.
So it's full time here. We're going to go to extra time. We're going to have a 2-minute break. And we'll be
Goodness
right back with the first
me.
period of extra time.
That only if it's a penalty, should we play on? Or a scrap?
We'll try and be quick.
Which way are we going? So welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back to extra time.
It's going to be extra time. I'm excited. The players are excited. Coops, the AR, he looks excited. As I said before, it's going to be 2 10-minute periods, swapping at half-time. No golden point, no nothing. And after those 20 minutes have expired, if it's a draw, we will split the cup. Associates will be running right to left across your screen. Harrison Webster to get us started.
So I think it was $5 admission fee, and the fans, the 3,500 fans that have walked through the gates today, certainly getting their money's worth. Extra time in the Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final between Associates and Cottesloe.
Webster. Almost the perfect kick, but Cottesloe play it on anyway. Straight up the middle, and it's a good carry from the replacement.
Ball come loose though.
Nickel dives on it. Straight over the top. Beecham causing havoc, and Rivera. They've gone straight through the middle. Turnover's good. Hardwick just needs to hold on to that one and does so nicely. Phillips feeding out to the side now. High. Big runs here from all the associate players. Phillips, get it going, son. We don't need slow ball yet. Webster, who's had to move into 10. We've had Reduva go off. Phillips looks to the left. Cottesloe, they're spread out nicely in defense here. Reedy gives a big hit on Manakia. Moving backwards ever still. Not committing to the rucks at the moment, Cottesloe just waiting for the error. Another big run up the middle. Everyone from Associates ready to give this one a crack. Is it a charge down? It's just a loss forward. An exciting opening 8 phases.
Yeah, and we talked about just that increase in tempo, and that's what we've seen come out here. It was a great restart by Cottesloe. Turnover, great work there by Michael Hardwick, and then Associates just playing with that up-tempo style. These teams know that time is going to be ticking away. They've got 10 minutes each to try and break this deadlock.
So scrum down, Soaks ball, centre field, just shy of 40 metres out. Who do you reckon's got the most left in the tank just here?
Oh, look, I don't know. I'm not sure how both. I mean, just the emotional drain of thinking, oh, we've got to go another 20 minutes. When you've got all the emotional energy of the build-up for a grand final, you play the grand final, you've got to find another 20 minutes somewhere deep inside. But that's what these guys have worked all year for. 20 more minutes in this contest. It's been a shortened season, so they should be right.
And there is no next week as Phillips gets it off the back. He's tried to front run all day.
Scamper.
He's had an absolutely amazing game. One's down for Soaks in back play immediately.
Little knock on there by Rivera, I think it was. So the pressure telling on Associates. Just a little mistake again.
Just rushing off the back of the ruck. Beecham down in back play.
And I really think it'll be decided by who can make the smallest amount of mistakes in these last 20 minutes. It's the way this game has gone. Both teams are guilty of it. But with this extra time, all these little mistakes are going to add up. They're going to multiply. Players down right around the ground with
Everyone's
cramps.
cramping up now. It's hard to go this extra distance. An extra whole 20 minutes, and a lot of the benches are empty so far. Not many on the sideline to come on.
Yeah, I mean, neither coach would have thought, I need to keep some players fresh for the 83rd minute or the 93rd minute, as it's going to turn out to be.
And with a game that close, if you don't put your sub on in regular time and you lose the game, you're the worst coach ever.
Absolutely.
But if you tactically save one and predict the extra time, you're the absolute genius.
But no one leaving the library here this afternoon. The crowd staying rock solid as this game seesaws.
Teetering in the balance at the moment. Kyle might be sending this player Beecham off in the second hit.
Yeah, they can't afford just to wait too long.
Very gingerly to his feet.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to stay on. He can't even get himself off.
No, he's going to need a carry.
I think he's cramping in both legs here. He can't actually move.
Might need to get a few of the Soaks boys on to carry him off here.
He's doing the robot dance. I don't think we'll see him in the nightclubs of Perth tonight.
No, he'll be securely in the booth on the side if he's anywhere.
Yeah, they've done the subs. So it's a front row sub. Yeah, so it's a contested scrum. They can't play no. They're allowed to play.
Yeah, he's no good.
Yeah.
At all.
So to enable contested scrum, they're allowed to have it.
I think he's too heavy to carry, so they're going to. I'm not sure how they're going to get him off.
Someone else, correct? But otherwise, we wouldn't have contested scrum now.
So very gingerly,
Making his way to the side.
slowly making his way to the sideline.
Passy fine. Gets a good rest. That's a big injection as well.
Yeah, that is this situation, got to throw someone like him back on.
And if you give him the correct ball,
yeah,
he's not going to be able to be stopped.
and he knows he's got 7 minutes before he gets a break. So he knows that could be almost be a master. That could be some real good luck there for Associates. So they're on the attack.
Hobbling to the sideline.
Come back on
He's played really well today. Came in 2 stints. And that's just about enough. Time is back on. And we're going to have just over 7 minutes in this first period of extra time. Scrum down, cop ball, 35 from their own line, about 20 in from touch on the left.
Crouch.
And a big mission in holding off a fresh passy fine in the scrum.
Set.
But they do it well. And they hold it in for a second to see what happens, but it's
Use
time
it
to
going
go
nowhere.
Young. Backdoor McDermott, who will kick.
Well, stop.
This could drop in the middle of them all. They're charging it from everywhere.
Yeah, nice take.
Ingram takes it nicely.
Been good tonight, Ingram, since he's come on as a replacement for
Yeah,
Healy
really
early
good play
on.
by him. Phillips, short side, overlap, chance here. Webster just kicks it through. He's going to sit up for nickel, but he's got not many options
No.
besides 5 Associates chasers.
A big wall of
It's
yellow
exactly
and green.
what you want to see from Associates.
And that's exactly where Associates want to be. They want to have Cottesloe in that 22. They want to force the kick here as they do on Young.
And just has to go straight into touch. He didn't want to take any chances on the counter attack.
So great chance here for Associates, a line out just outside the 22. Chance for them to just consolidate their territory and their position on this field and look for the drop goal.
6 minutes to go now in the first period of extra time. 4-man line out. Hit or miss this afternoon. It's probably 50-50 if this is going to go to hand. But they're sticking with it. Another one to Rivera at the top.
stolen
And
by
Stringer
Cottesloe.
steals it at the very top.
The tricky line outs.
Too tricky for themselves. Young, dummies, has to go himself.
They haven't worked for Associates at all this afternoon.
Berryman taking on the line, getting over a couple good metres.
Yeah, good tackle there by Fine, just to pin his arms in. He had a runner on his outside, Berryman.
Pocket, McDermott. McDermott high. They've left this one to bounce, and it's probably a very risky option because there was James Blackburn running onto it. Vanavire didn't want a piece of it, but probably should have.
Another player down with cramps.
Yeah, Berryman after his one run.
Still on the hill here.
Time off again. 5 minutes to go. Even I think on the sideline here, Graham Cooper might be cramping up. Popping a squat, having a stretch.
I think it gets to the point here, the referee, you can't be stopping for cramps.
We've got to get this game going.
Yeah,
You've got to be off.
A cramp is not a serious injury. I think you just play on and then let the team decide whether they keep the player or not. But this is getting ridiculous, stopping for cramps in extra time in the grand final.
Especially if it's your second or third stoppage for your own cramp. That means you're cramping, that means you're injured, that means you're off.
Get them off.
And it's a shame because as he makes his way to the side net line now, Terrell Berryman, what a player. He's played fantastically this year.
Yeah, and had a great grand final. Just to really, as a hooker, he's dangerous in attack.
Come on.
His lineouts have been good today.
Best line-out throws in the comp. You see him just confidently throwing to 8 every single game.
So
Associates win this one. That's better. See the full 7-man line-out. No trickery. We're just going to win it.
Old school.
Good maul as well, and they've got the formation to keep driving this one.
Try and roll
They've
this
gone
in from
5,
40.
they've gone 10, they've gone 15.
They've got momentum.
They've gone 20 now.
Where's
They're on the
Heath?
22.
Heath Testman would be salivating at home as he's watching this afternoon.
They've just been
Associates
tied
from
up.
the
They've got to
40.
get this one free now, Soaks.
That's one.
Stopped now. Lockie Phillips trying to find ball. Penalty.
Oh!
Collapsing the ruck on the far side.
And the Associates crowd on the hill. A big cheer because they know
Got to take the
that
points.
Webster is going to step up here.
What's his record this afternoon, Webster?
He's missed one sitter.
One sitter.
So he's kicked. He's had one conversion, a conversion and a penalty, and one missed penalty goal.
So far, so we're just looking at the penalty here now. Just swimming all the way up the side and ripping through.
Will be coming from the side.
Yeah, he's just swum up the side of the maul to stop it.
And Nick, we spoke earlier about whether that penalty goal missed by Webster would come back to haunt them, and the answer is yes.
It has so
It
far.
could have been 18-15, and it could have been all over.
And he's got to get this one. There's a bit of noise behind him, but he's got to block it out. He's kicked well all year. Strikes that clean, but it's pushing left. It's over the
That's
top
over.
though. Associates hit the front. 18 points to 15. Only a couple of minutes left in this first period of extra time. And it's all up to Cottesloe to get on the scoreboard from here.
Yeah, so they want to go short. They need to get possession again, regain possession, because they've only got a couple of minutes remaining. Try to hang on to it.
And Cottesloe know the draw doesn't win them the cup.
No.
The draw splits them the cup, and they will not go for the penalty. That is not a satisfying result. Webster kicking now all the way to us. Could they go quickly? No. McDermott deciding against it, probably wisely so. The chase was good again from Associates, as we've seen all day.
That's right. This is where Cottesloe now, they want to get themselves centre field, get themselves inside that 22, give themselves a shot at the drop goal to tie this game up again as we go into the second term.
Lots of chatter coming from the Associates now, trying to intimidate the Cottesloe forward pack. They Stringer wins that one at the top. Nickel has to just take it to contact.
Yeah, Rivera comes through well, cleaned out though.
Coming across the back, Young has to jump up a little bit for that one. Rush defense good by Associates. Webster holds him up centre field. Quick ball though, recycling well. Young, rush defense good again outside from Associates. It's risky, but force Young to go himself. Now, chance for Jackson to get forward. They're on the 40-metre line. Nickel coming back the opposite way. Forward runners are good once again. Hoskins going to get over the top secure. Nickel, Blackburn runners left and right outside him. That's the replacement hooker out there.
That's great defence by Associates. Cottesloe not getting any ground at all. In fact, being driven back, if anything. Still on that 40-metre line.
Nickel has a crack, but Phillips all over it. Then lost forward. Backwards off goal. Al Haining almost had the gap to go through off the pop from Nickel, but couldn't get it.
Yeah, he probably had to try to force the pass. It didn't come off, but
Phillips
it was
has hurt himself, but they go centre field. This one's going to sit up, maybe just before the end goal. Yes, has to get played. Vadiavula checks inside, but blows himself. Kicks centre field. That's not the best kick. This is a chance for Associates if it sits up.
There's a man out there. Yes, there is.
Pal Farman with a real chance. Advantage offside. They've lost their halfback. Phillips is down in black plate. Penalty. Take the points. It doesn't matter.
You are fine. 11 blue offside.
11 blue offside.
Cottesloe, the most composed team up front in the competition, is losing it in the final moments here.
That was panic football there. That was panic football.
This will take us to extra time, half time. I take the shot and just make sure it goes long.
Yeah, Vudavara there, just when he had that ball, it was a fantastic kick again. The chases by Associates have been fantastic. They put him under pressure. He just had to try and throw the Hail Mary off the boot, and it wasn't a good option. And the penalties now come for Associates in their 22.
He's such a good ball runner and try finisher. But just today I found there's a couple times on these kicks he's getting turned inside out. He's not back far enough, and he's been getting turned inside out by Webster all day in the first half. And once again, they're out of position. Well, you couldn't really predict that kick, but still, he doesn't know what quite to do when he's one-on-one in the back half.
Sort of a cross-field kick into open space. Probably not the greatest options, but he didn't have much support with him. Would have been better off to take the tackle and wait for the support to come, but...
Yeah, just use his footwork to buy time. He can step and avoid the tackle, but stay in the same zone and let those players arrive.
So an opportunity here for Webster. He missed the penalty goal in the first half that would have given Cottesloe the Associates the lead.
The key here is to kick it though. As long as this goes long for half time, we're all happy. It's either 3 points, no points, but we're going to half time. Strikes it well, and it needs to travel, and it's over the black dot. Soaks are up by 6. We're going to go to half-time, a 2-minute half-time break, and we'll be right back with the second half. Associates are up 18-15 over Cottesloe. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of extra time in the Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final for 2020. Associates have gone up by 6 with 2 penalties in that first 10 minutes. And what an absolute cracker of a 10 we're in for here.
Yeah, the lights are on and no one's going home. 10 minutes remaining. A converted try needed now by Cottesloe to try and go back-to-back. At the moment, you would have to think it's in Associates' favour. Great run there by Fine.
Phillips, pocket. They're just going to play territory here, Webster. No, he kicks it straight up in the air. They need a chaser. Cott let it bounce. Backwards off the foot, play on.
No, play.
So Cottesloe should come away with this one. Not much counter-attack coming. But Cottesloe need to stay composed.
Here we go, here we go, Cottesloe.
Al Hayting, straight through the middle. No, Masson. Masson's done it all day. Nickel, out to the left. Young. Hayting almost juggles that one forward. Can he get through this time? No. Seaver does well to bring him to ground. Nickel, we're on the 22. Forward runner, isolated though. Need to be careful here. They try hold him up in the contest. Tackle mate, got a release.
We've spoken about Cottesloe's composure.
Can they hold on?
They'll play the full time.
Jackson, outside.
Play.
Forward runners, trying to link up here. Jackson again, going laterally. Don't need to have these panic runs. We've still got 8 minutes left in the game, boys. Take the contact, build the phase, suck him in. Nickel, short side, Young. Wrapped up, chance for the counter ruck here. Associate straight through the middle, but no, stripped backwards. Cottesloe down the right-hand wing. Vudia VR doesn't get it. Lockie Phillips, turnover. It's all happening on the far side of the field. Brought to ground now, Nicholas Hyde. Phillips got it at the back. Webster needs a good clearance this time. Does he make it into touch? No, he kicks it centre field. 60 metres the journey here for Cottesloe. They're coming across the back. Option straight down the middle of the field for Fontalo. McDermott tied up, little pop ball. Fontalo goes again, finds a little bit of space. Seaver brings him down. Nickel looks right. Young brought down well. Passing fine, looks at him after the contact. Dish off ball. Nickel now, chance Al Rivera's just going to wrap him up, bring him to ground. Static play here, I mean sporadic play, not static at all. Stringer, hasn't he been good all year? Passing fine, goes around the legs nicely. That's textbook from the big man. Out to the left-hand side here, Casariti still got power in those legs, but driven backwards. Dishing out left, Jackson, the lighting fire for the Cottesloe this afternoon. Just securing the ball. Cottesloe creeping towards the 22. McDermott stepping on the inside. Can he get the pop to Hoskins?
Couldn't get it free. Needed to get his arms free.
He's building up to something massive here. He runs into the back of Kyle, and he's going to give him a scrum for it.
Knock him over.
So, Kyle Burnett, I hope we can get that on the replay there. Kyle Burnett seemingly strong as ever, bumping off the absolute massive run from Masson.
So Cottesloe just doing wonderfully well, maintaining possession there, and again credit to Associates for their defence, but Cottesloe, they get a bit, after too many faces, they lose their structure and they kind of look a little bit lost, and they've got players out of position. They need to try and maintain their structure as long as they're maintaining their possession. They're getting a little bit loose.
Time's off.
Time's off now. Here's the replay. You'll see Masson run in on a sharp line, and Kyle Burnett doesn't even brace for impact and absolutely floors Masson. He's the first person to take him to ground today, I think.
Like, if the player's not even part of the play, he's a winger, he's a forward.
So Cottesloe showing some spark with about 7 minutes remaining in the match, and they need to show some spark. They need a converted try. They need to score first, and it needs to be as close to the post as they can get it.
Yeah, as long as it's within Young's range. I think he's living up for these pressure moments at the moment.
So a couple more players again, get them off. It's just a cramp, get them off.
It's just tough luck at this point if you're cramping up now.
Go, boys.
But Palfarman wants to stay on. And who's the other man down there?
Looks like Hardwick, Michael Hardwick.
He's had another big day out.
So a massive opportunity here for Cottesloe. A scrum inside the 22, 15 metres in from touch.
Some of those Crampton players trying out a little bit of Coca-Cola, maybe for the sugar. The pickle juice is the one you want, but clearly Soaks didn't fit it in the budget this year. They got a can of Coke instead.
There's just a few little gaps started to appear in that Associates defensive line. They managed to close it up, but there just is a couple of little gaps, a couple of little opportunities for Cott. Can they snipe?
This one's gone down, far side ball available. No. Calling Parsi fine for collapsing on the near side.
So 3 points won't be enough. They either have to go for the scrum or the line out again.
Go the scrum again if you're going to get the penalties on Parsi.
Scrum!
Tobo, what are we doing?
Corner.
So going for the line out. Now Berryman's off.
Yeah, Berryman's off, replacement hooker's on.
Important line out here.
Should be Imawera.
Now Soaks haven't been doing a whole lot of defence in their line out, but they're going to be content to try and let Cottesloe win this and then stop them scoring, or they're going to contest the line out.
They let him go up at 4.
Go.
And they sack, lost forward. Lost forward, can they get out of their own in goal? Lost forward advantage coming. Really good defence there. They went for the sack, ripped him forwards and down. And they've caused the knock on. So another pressure moment here for Associates just to exit their half. 5 minutes to go now. An absolutely massive scrum,
yes.
And all eyes are on the left side here. Because I dare say, no matter what, this left side's going to go down. Parsi finds fault, or Cottesloe intentionally trying to pull that penalty.
And if it gets out, the rush defence of Cottesloe, they'll be
Has to be massive.
right up to try and put pressure on.
Even Steve is a bit wide for my liking here. It should just be a pop ball.
Great scrum from Cott.
Penalty comes. Didn't go forward through the mark first. They just went straight up on the right-hand side. Seaver held his ground, didn't get shoved backwards. And that's a really nice scrum penalty there. Cottesloe just a little bit too keen. And with 4 minutes to go,
That's a big penalty.
Cottesloe are now under a lot of pressure to get over the line here.
No, we need to take the scrum here. Hey, we should take the scrum there. We just dominate that scrum.
Keegs fucking overriding spots.
Kegger, we go to scrum next time. Scrum.
That may have been the grand final then for Cottesloe. Because they're now outside that 22.
Cover.
With the feed to the line out.
Associates line out. Will they go tricky, or have they learnt their lesson?
7 man, boys. Let's secure this win for the club.
Still here, Westy. We're still here, man.
Make sure you're taking a trophy home here. You just can't make any mistakes here. 3 and a touch minutes to go. They go to 8. Risky play, I like it. I'm happy it's worked for them, but it's more than you could ever ask for in a grand final to go to 8 with 3 minutes to go in extra time. Seaver getting G'd up midfield. Phillips, who's had a blinder today, they just go to the pocket, and this kick is a nice torp hanging in the wind. McDermott with a nice take. The Associates chase is good.
They need to stay in, and they need to hang on to possession. 3 minutes
Really
remaining.
nice tackle there
in the
from
grand
Freddie
final.
Davison.
No, stay there.
Hoskins fills in at half. Case of Reedy dishing off.
Associates, you can sense them lifting in defence. They're not going to let anything through that green and yellow wall. It
The line
stayed
speed
solid
is
all
so
game.
good.
Play!
Almost obstruction in centre field. Carl Burnett says we'll play through it. It's caused one of the Soaks players to go down centre field. 40 metres to the trip now for Cottesloe. They're spinning out to the left. Hoskins goes himself.
So Associates with the man down, 15 on 14. 2 minutes remaining.
It's Hardwick down in back play. They go to the right-hand side of the field and a chance to open up the legs here. Darting inside one. Moving up the side. Budiavia down the sideline. Into the corner. He's short. Half a metre. Cottesloe. Chance. They've peeled off left. They haven't seen it coming. Advantage offside.
They're only about half a metre away.
You got to go here. You got to get something, Cottesloe. Penalty. 1 minute 40 to go. Time is off.
Nick.
We're going to have a chat to Nick Hyde. It has to be a card. It has to be cynical, I think.
So a great attacking phase there, and a yellow card it is.
It's 14 on 15. With 1:40 to go, the coaches are calling for the scrum.
Manukia down with cramps. Looks like Webster down with cramps.
I think it's Vanavire that's been sent.
Yeah, it is Vanavire. So
Scrum called.
Minute and a half remaining. Cottesloe going desperately close.
So how close are we to the touchline
Bit
there?
of a radar.
I think you got to keep you got to drop your 8. Make sure your best flankers on the blind side.
Wow. Wow.
Everyone's down with cramp.
So the crowd on the hill in darkness. The touchline and the playing surf is illuminated, but there's some dark spots up on that hill.
And everyone up on their feet. Some nervous eyes on the sideline here for Cottesloe as well.
So Associates players chewing up a little bit of time.
I don't think time's their friend here as well. I think we just need to get on and not let anyone get cold here for Soaks.
Yeah.
We got to go here. I understand you're cramping, but we got to go.
I think they're just taking, it's almost like in a tennis game here, where they're just taking that momentum away from Cottesloe. They look very dangerous down that far side. I think they're going to try and drive this over. I think we need to get these now. They're finally getting some players off. Crowd on their feet. Some huddling to try and keep warm.
All the Soaks boys are coming down off the hill now to offer some support.
Another injury.
They're all charging down the left-hand side here. This
Look at them all
is
coming
gonna
down.
be it.
Like they've said, there's free chips down on the corner post.
Yeah, a couple seagulls.
So here we go. The entire 2020 season is coming down to this moment. Can Associates hold out, or can Cottesloe turn this scrum into a try and have it all on the shoulders of Caleb Young?
It's going to be a massive kick after the siren if they can get over. And if you're Associates, you just think, don't let him under the posts. Don't let him under the posts. We've got to get this going now as well. Associates are going to have to play
Well,
with 12 men.
Yeah, and Cott with absolutely nothing to lose here. At the moment they're behind, they haven't won this game, they've got nothing to lose. It'll be all-out effort by the Seagulls.
The biggest problem for Soaks here as well could be uncontested scrums if there's too many forwards gone down.
Going on 14.
They're not getting any fucking punishment for not getting.
Thank you. Okay, guys. Pop injured. Come on.
Here we go.
Can't quite pick up what the referee's saying.
13, you're correct?
Yeah.
This is the prop. Placement and okay.
Uncontested scrums.
Okay,
That's what it is.
fine.
Wow, that's a real advantage to Associates.
So Burnett's had enough. No time for treatment anymore. Uncontested scrums. 8 can't pick from the back, I believe. So it's going to be a free back ball for Cottesloe to run dead straight. Jackson or Haining right at the sticks with everything on the line. Now we've got to go here. This is a little bit silly now.
Graham Cooper being brought into the conversation.
That's not injured, but he's been off. Can they bring that there on? They can.
So the officials just trying to work out the scenario here.
We've got no prop that can bring back on again.
So all the drama, all the
Bring on a
theatre
player.
of the Fortescue
Contested?
Premier Grade Grand
No.
Final.
We're about half an hour in
21-15.
here.
They've used their
This has been, this break now has been longer than half time.
correct. They've used their eight. They've used their eight. They can't bring on another prop to scrums contested.
No, they haven't got a prop available.
They haven't got. Okay. So then we're going for punt.
Yeah, so Associates got
He
no
goes off
props,
again.
no
We're
props
going
left.
Contested and the man down.
And they're going to be man down still.
Yeah, Associates the player in the bin. So here we go.
Yeah, thank you.
A
Okay.
gift.
Boys, we've got contested scrums. Okay.
So it's contested.
14 versus 15.
Oh, drop a man. Yeah. So we can get away with contested. There's still a front row out there, but you must drop the player. They can't have a full 8 in the scrum because this is a forceful drop from the proper replacements.
Scrum down.
So it'll be 7 on 8 contested. And listen to them in the corner
All
over there.
the Soaks fans have come down to get behind their team. That'll be the Colts. They've had a long afternoon. Their game was at 11 o'clock. It's now must be getting close to 6:45.
1 minute 30 on the clock in the 2020 Fortescue Premier Grade Grand Final here at UWA Sports Park. It's Associates by 6. Scrum down, 5 out. Everything on this moment.
Oh, so much pressure. Can Associates hang on?
Initial shove, good by Cottesloe. Ball available at the back. They start to
big
get
drive
the
comes.
shove on.
Here
Now,
comes
Cottesloe could go all the way here. They're driving through.
The ball's loose.
Disrupted penalty advantage. Drive! It's going to be a kick to come. The Cottesloe have scored. They're down by 1. A kick to come.
They haven't won it yet. They haven't won it yet.
And Associates just could not hold the pressure.
But they've given
Yellow card,
themselves-
too many injuries, couldn't hold the weight. Look at the shove here.
That was a great scrum by Cott. I thought they'd almost blown it. The ball bubbled forward.
No, Hoskins just controlling it at the back well and leans over the line there. Burnett in a brilliant position to award the try. And this is why we play the game, ladies and gentlemen. Moments like this. Caleb Young, the leading point scorer of the competition for 2020, now has a kick after the siren on a relatively hard angle to win the game. He's 5 from 5 today. All the boys in the white dress shirts,
They'll be giving him an absolute earful.
they're giving him something, and it's not friendly. We've got to keep the sound effects mic off them. Security pushing him back now.
Some of the Cottesloe fans coming in trying to tell the the Associates Colts to give him some space.
You can feel it.
We don't want this to get ugly here. It's been a great day of rugby. We don't want to get ugly. The security's starting to come in.
So here we go.
No
Caleb
pressure
Young.
at all on Caleb Young. All the push and shove in the background, taking away from the spectacle. Young moves in.
Kicks it. It's not his cleanest strike. It's over the top!
Cottesloe have gone back to back.
Cottesloe are the double premiers of the Fortescue Premier Grade here in Perth. They win after the siren with a terrific kick from Caleb Young, and it's absolute heartbreak for the Associates.
They cannot believe it. They took a 6-point lead going to that second half. We talked about Cottesloe. We said they wouldn't give up. We saw it last week coming back from 16-3 with 10 to go. And here they are. They have come back. They have risen from the dead to steal this game after the siren, to go back to back. And you feel sorry for Associates, but all credit to Cottesloe. They just do not give up.
Composure, composure, composure. It's exactly what you said at the start of the day here, Mick. And boy, oh boy, has that call come true this afternoon.
Unbelievable. What
You
a
see the
contest.
feeling for all of them. There's a couple hundred on the field, congratulating everyone now. Really well officiated game from Burnett, and Associates just didn't have it in the tank to hold Cottesloe off at the end. And Cottesloe will be your 2-time back-to-back Fortescue Premier Grade champions. and we'll let him enjoy it. Mr. Berryman on TV right there, giving it all to the fans, sending it to his little girl back home.
Jubilant scenes here at the library. Cottesloe absolutely ecstatic. Associates in their own little huddle, wondering what could have been. They had their chances. Harrison Webster, we're not going to blame him, but he missed a very gettable penalty goal in normal time, which would have given them a lead at full time. But he kept them in the game with his penalty goals in the first part of extra time, but it was just that pressure and composure by Cottesloe.
Big credit out there to Hardwick, to Phillips from Associates.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely massive efforts from them. Even Webster, his in-play kicking, turning that Cottesloe defence inside out, was good to see. There was great performances all around, but this is what we're here for Premier Grade Rugby. As good as some of those players were for Associates, Cottesloe still came over the top. Young, composed as ever, looking through the back line. A little bit quiet from Al Haining, but he didn't make any mistakes. Jackson was a highlight for me. I think his ball running today was better than I've ever seen. Maybe there was a little bit too much attention paid to Al Haining, and it just allowed Jackson to always dummy and go himself from the inside centre. Up front, Berryman, fantastic as always once again.
Yeah, and Tobias Hoskins, the captain. We talk about captain's knocks. He was outstanding today. Just a couple of real key moments during that game where he'd either steal the ball or he'd make a big tackle, and there he was to pick up and score that try off the pushover at the very end of the game to give his team the best shot at winning the goal. And there we saw Caleb Young, the man who was the leading point scorer in the whole season. If you had to pick any player in the competition to take that penalty goal or the conversion at the death, Caleb Young would be the man you'd point to, and he put his hand up and slotted it to give his team the win. Great result.
Been a massive afternoon here. 10 grand finals, 10 champions have been crowned. Thank you all for joining us this season for the COVID-affected season. It's been great to see Perth Rugby out like this, and we hope to catch you all again next year. We'll let Cottesloe enjoy this one.